So, in honor of this Monday, the 13th, I wanted to read an excerpt from my book, The Chapter 13 Plan, Spiritual Recovery, Reclamation, and Reorganization of My Divine Birthright from a Morally Bankrupt System by me, Tisha S. Hillman, Esquire. And you can get that on my website at thetishahillman.com. So I'm going to read to you the introduction. The Spellbreak Begins. Playing off human needs and vulnerabilities, some real, some manufactured, and some deeply engineered, power structures have mastered the art of siphoning attention, belief, and emotional energy from the collective. They do this through narratives presented as norms, through contracts framed as culture, and through language accepted as truth. Entire empires have been built on the pain, disorientation, and spiritual amnesia of the masses. This is not accidental. This is not incidental. This is by design. Society has been intentionally conditioned, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, to forget how to see, to forget how to discern, to forget how to recognize when the spells of debt, poverty, limitation, and unworthiness are being cast through language, symbols, and systems. Because the world you know is created through words, through signs, through symbols. It is spelling, language used to shape perception and belief. Most people are never taught to slow down enough to notice what is being communicated to them, or to feel deeply enough to recognize when their energy is being harvested through agreement. When those who have been spellbound awaken, the spell collapses. And when the spell collapses, the game is over. So many mechanisms exist solely to ensure that this awakening does not occur, that the collective remains exhausted, distracted, fragmented, and convinced of their own powerlessness. This may sound like science fiction until you've lived it. This book was written from lived experience, layered with ancestral insight, carried through memory, and coded in the DNA and experience. It is the culmination of the lessons learned, integrated, and embodied along a journey that demanded I remember who I was beneath every imposed narrative. Somewhere along that journey, the number 13 revealed itself to me, not as superstition, but as signal, a gateway, an initiation, a call into deeper awareness. Following that call led me into something sacred, a remembering of the self who understands these truths without needing permission to name them. To reclaim that awareness was to reclaim my divine birthright. So whether you are here because you feel the same inner recognition, or because the title and cover stirred something you couldn't explain, know this: the words in this book were written deliberately and arranged intentionally. They are meant to guide you deeper into the truth of your soul. What you do with that truth is your choice. For all who have had their energy siphoned through false narratives, manipulated timelines, and distorted realities, may this book, in fact, serve as a guide to help you recover, reclaim, and reorganize your energetic portfolio so that you may rest in the knowing that when you give yourself credit, your credit is always excellent. This is a journey of the self. Self-worth, self-love, self-awareness, self-sovereignty. For those who have fed my people debt, death, and destruction to perpetuate what is slavery by another name, know this: ancestral debt is always paid in full. This is prophecy. Now, let us begin.